This week I got to check out the movie Nepo Babies. Novocaine. No, it was called Nepo Babies.
You gotta be careful, dude. You can still die. You're not Wolverine. You understand pain?
Welcome back to HMP, you dirty babies. My name is Adam, and I went to the theater to check out Novocaine, the new action comedy from directors Dan Burke and Robert Olson, starring Jack Quaid and Amber Midthunder. But before we get to that, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button as well as a notification bell so you know when a new video drops. And as always, remember to be a dirty baby and leave a comment for your mom below, and let's get into it. Here's the IMDb plotline for Novocaine. As we all know, IMDb 100% correct in everything they say and or do. When the girl of his dreams is kidnapped, a man incapable of feeling physical pain turns his rare condition into an unexpected advantage in the fight to rescue her. Another month and we've got another movie starring Jack Quaid, and I'm here to tell you, I'm here for it. Now, weeks ago, somebody on the internet asked the question about who's the modern day Jimmy Stewart, and I thought about it for some time, and I gotta be honest with you, I think it might be Jack Quaid. Think about it. He's not a model or anything, but he's not a bad looking guy. He's funny, he's just tough enough, and he can muster up sinister when he needs to. He just seems like the average guy that anybody could see being their stand-in when watching a movie and relating to it and stuff like that. It sounds an awful lot like Jimmy Stewart type, no? I mean, the last Jimmy Stewart type that we had was probably like Tom Hanks or something. Think about it. Nate, an assistant manager of a bank, has grown up with a condition that leaves him unable to feel pain. And as such, his life has become very guarded. Even something as innocent as the corner of a table could lead to an injury he might not even realize until much, much later. Nate is so affected that it's led to most of his life living in fear. He won't even eat solid food out of the fear of chewing his own tongue off. But as someone who doesn't have a lot of contact with the outside world and everything, and a penchant for getting injured, Nate knows that he has to learn how to patch himself up should he get injured. Will that come into play later on in the movie? What do you think? This movie literally has Chekhov's rifle over a mantle in a scene, so I don't know. Nate has been noticing a new teller at work, Sherry, played by Praise Amber Midthunder, and one day she notices him as well. They strike up a relationship that's pretty believable, to be honest with you. Our actors really do have some great chemistry together, unlike the leads in my recent review of Love Hurts. That was just awful. This movie does a fantastic job of world building and place setting and everything. Sherry finds out about his condition, and she's actually very understanding of it all. She actually wants Nate to come out of his shell. She even gets him to eat a piece of pie. And let me tell you, that boy liked himself some pie. This movie does a good job of showing us what it feels like for a guy when things are actually going well on that romantic front. Nate is actually just hit the jackpot with this one. So come Christmas Eve at the San Diego bank that they work at, and three armed Santas waltz in and demand that the safe be opened. Nate is forced to open the safe, and as the trio of Santas flee the actual crime scene, they take Sherry along as a hostage. This bank heist is wild for a movie that's of this size. These guys don't just rob the bank, they actually lay waste to an entire group of cops that are outside the bank looking to thwart their robbery attempt and everything. It's very violent, it's very visceral, and it's all pretty thrilling. It felt like watching Michael Mann's Heat. You remember the heist from Heat?
Hey, I just saw Heat.
All of those guns going off, people dropping left and right and everything. That's what this scene felt like to me. And that wasn't the last time that the vibe of other movies was injected into this movie, but in the best of ways. Realizing all the cops who responded to the robbery are now either dead or dying, Nate decides that there's no time for backup and takes a police car to chase down the criminals. One car has the money, one car has the girl. How is Nate gonna use his ability not to feel pain to his advantage to try to get his lady back? This movie is a lot of fun. It's very funny, it's very violent, and there's a lot of painful things to look at as Nate is getting tortured and stuff along the way. He's just a human pincushion, but while he may not actually be able to feel the pain, that doesn't mean that he isn't injured. He just doesn't feel it.
What the fuck is that?
But you'll feel it as you squirm back and forth in your seat, thankful that it's him and not you that's getting tortured. There's a fight in a kitchen which felt very Jurassic Park to me. There's a Home Alone sequence. It's all just excuse after excuse to beat up on Jack Quaid in just every wild kind of set piece that you can figure out, and just really watching his reaction. Which brings me to an interesting point. Fake acting. Fake acting is a lot harder than you think, and this movie shows you the difference. At one point, Nate is trying to stall his captor, so he pleads with him not to torture him. So, as you might imagine, that makes his captor want to torture him even more. It's here where Jack Quaid has to act as Nate, but Nate has to be a bad actor. And it's really funny listening to Nate fake his pain as he's being tortured and everything. Honestly, it sounds like network TV acting.
No, stop it. Wow, that hurt. That one hurt the most.
To glide between real and fake acting with as much ease as Quaid does here is a much bigger feat than it might seem at first glance, and why I've always said that he's a far better actor than both of his parents. Don't tell your parents I said that, Jack. Speaking of glances, I didn't know who else was in this film, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but you can't take your eyes off one of our Santa thieves, and that's Ray Nicholson, who of course had a big standout cameo role earlier this year in Smile 2. He was really great in that, and he's really great in this one in a much larger role. He does and doesn't look and act like Jack, which honestly to me seems like exactly what you want from a Nepo baby. This movie has a handful of the Nepo babies. Jack Quaid, of course, is the son of Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan. Amber Midthunder is the daughter of David Midthunder, who you definitely know. Tons of acting work from that guy, and a ridiculously handsome man at that. And who could forget Jason Batalon, whose parents are clearly The Rock and Forrest Whitaker. Here's the thing though, they're all great. Having famous parents might get you an audition, it might get you that role, but no amount of DNA from your parents can make a bad actor good, and I'm here to tell you, no one in this film has that problem, including our police pursuers who are trying to track down Nate before he finds Sherry. They, of course, are played by Betty Gabriel. You know her from Get Up, Upgrade, Westworld, Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan. She is killing it right now. And, of course, Matt Walsh from Veep, Comedy Bang Bang, 181 acting credits, comedy, drama. He does it all. Your boy gets it done. And he gets it done in this movie as well. Novocaine is a fun ride with great action, a compelling story, and with characters that you actually care about. It's like, what if John Wick was actually a really good comedy? It's funny, it's violent, it's gross, and it's a little bit heartwarming. A solid 4 out of 5 stars. Comedies are always better with more people, so do see it with a friend, because I saw it all by myself, and while I had fun, a crowd would have made it so much better. That will do it for this review. What did you think about Novocaine? Remember to be a dirty baby and leave a comment for your mom below, and we'll see you in the next one.